Hey Buckaroo, super easy lesson today. It's mainly listening to an air check, and I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I got a comment on the YouTube channel, and there's always comments there, but usually they're like, thanks for this, thanks for that. They're nice. This one was critical. So I thought about it a bit, and then it sort of struck me, this is probably a good thing to actually expand upon the lesson, which was the lesson about hiring air talent. And what the person had an issue with, I'm not sure if it was a guy or a girl because I couldn't tell from the name, the handle. Anyway, what they wrote was that they totally disagreed with that a jock on the air shouldn't move their voice, shouldn't be able to use their voice essentially like an instrument. They should talk in one way and not go up, on an up-tempo song and not come down. On a soft song, they should just be totally real with a straight ahead, normal talk all the time. Now, if that's you watching right now, if you're the person, or if you think that way, that's totally cool. It's your career, and everybody goes a different way. I mean, if Howard Stern did, in his time, right in the beginning when he decided to go his own route, he wouldn't be the success that he is. So if you think that's the right way to go, by all means, do it. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you, though, that from my experience, and at least the way I look at it, it is identical to being a singer. It's exactly the way if you were on American Idol or Britain's Got Talent or some show like that, they would give you soft songs to sing. They would give you fast songs to sing. They would give you rock songs, non-rock songs. They would run you through the ringer to see how good you are. That's what I'm talking about here. So when I talk about being able to pull yourself down and add some sort of emotion into an intro of a slow song or something that's just really cranking, if you're going to be on those, it sounds weird to my ear, and I think to a ton of people's ears. It's going to sound weird if you're just one thing. If you're doing this when the song is here or the song is here, you need to move up or down accordingly to sort of match it. You need to sing over the bed, essentially. But obviously it's talking. So I thought, man, how am I going to relate to that? So I just decided, okay, you know what? Let me find some air checks. And I found an old air check thing that I had used when I was a national PD to basically explain this entire thing. And that's what I'm going to play for you today. It's about, 3.5, 4 minute air check. It's from some of the premier jocks, George Michael, Lee Baby Sims, Jim O'Brien. I mean, these were heavy duty jocks in their time. Big stations, monster stations. It's just like the cream of the crop. But they had a different skill, and that skill has fallen by the wayside over the last, 10, 15 years. Now, one could argue that that's the new style and the other one is old, except that there's really successful jocks still doing the other. They have great ratings because it's exciting. It sounds right. So here's what I want you to listen for when I play the tape. And be aware of this. Depending on the format that you're on, you probably won't be able to do everything that you hear here. You're going to have to pull yourself down. Like if you're on an AC radio station, you are not going to probably push in any way as much as you're going to hear pushing on this tape, okay? And if you're on a top 40 CHR station, you can do all of this and then some, for sure. So depending on the format that you are in, the amount of leeway that you have to sort of have your voice breathe is going to be smaller. My central point of all of this is, if this is where you're breathing on this tape, to just sit right here and never go up or down, it's just not good. I can just flat out tell you, in my estimation, if you want to be a great jock and better than everybody else, it's wise for you to pick up this skill. I think a huge reason why this has sort of fallen by the wayside is that more and more stations don't do it, and therefore nobody can get to hear it. So therefore nobody can copy it and come up with their own style of doing this, because everybody has a different way of doing it, but essentially they all use their voice as an instrument. It was a huge, interesting discussion with Bill Clinton, who he's talking about doing his speeches. He does his speeches when he did it as president and all that stuff. He's a great orator. He would do his speeches the exact same way that he learned to play saxophone. He would play the notes and the words of the speech. He would take it up when he needed to. He would bring it down when he needed to. He would pause when he needed to. He would slow down the words so that it really hit home. And then he would pick it up if something was really important and he would go. So that's what you're going to hear on this tape. Sorry to drag this out, but that's pretty much what it is. One last thing, just ignore what they're saying for a huge extent, because you're going to hear a lot of hey man, hey man, hey man. You know, nobody says that anymore. Just like in the 60s, people would say groovy. Nobody in the right mind would say something is groovy now. Different colloquialisms and, and culture changes, different words pop up. So ignore all of that. Just listen to how they're saying what they're saying, especially a couple of them on here. You're going to hear Jim O'Brien come out of a song, I think it's a Hitchhike by Marvin Gaye, and just listen to the way he comes out, does that outro. He comes out, he's up, and then he speeds up to get into a singing commercial that's going to follow him. I mean, he's matching this, actually. He's coming from here and he's bringing it up to the commercial. And then the last guy on the tape, Lee Baby Sims in KCBQ in San Diego, he was unbelievable. Perhaps the best person I've ever heard do this. He's switching gears continually this entire air check. And his last outro on here, he comes out of Jerry Butler's song, Mr. Dream Merchant, and he's coming out fairly slow, and then he slows it down even more, and he drags it out, and he then goes into, because he's at the top of the hour, and he's adding an enormous amount of emotion into that outro, going into the top of the hour ID. That just doesn't happen by accident. You have to learn how to do it. Let's go to the air check.
Bryce and Neil Diamond at WABC at 9:13 Friday evening. I'm George Michael. Maybe this has happened to you, then again, maybe not. You ride the train, you're on the subway all the time. Maybe you're on the double L going to Canarsie. And you happen to see a lady that just really knocks your eyes out. And what you want to do more than anything else is get to know who she is and know that if you could see her one more time, you would build up the courage and the nerve to walk right up to her. You know what I mean? You ever have that happen? You get the urge and but you can't overcome it, you know? Well, if you ever have the good fortune to do it, why, just walk right up and say, hi, when could I see you again? Try it. Worst you can do is get slapped in public. George Michael, WABC. Got to be real from Cheryl Lynn at WABC. It's 28 degrees. It's 9:20 Friday in New York. I'm George Michael. Snow overnight, 2 to 4 inches likely. Temperatures will be in the upper 20s. The album is Live and More. The talent you know is Donna Summer. With a little help from Joe Esposito of Brooklyn Dreams. So look, but don't touch. I'll bet she drives a 55 Mercedes. Someday I'm going to be rich and own one of them big cars, man. At 9:39 at WABC, the best music. Ambrosia.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Shadoe Stevens.
WRKO, Boston.
7:59, the big 68. Okay, seekers of pleasure, it's time we get down to some serious biz. Gladys Knight of the Pips, get all aboard the friendship train. Get on out there, it's the friendship train, Gladys Knight of the Pips. Jane 03, you're tripping with Shadoe Stevens at WRKO.
I'm 15 years old.
Yes, that's my cue to come in and remind you new Hawaii nonstops are going on now. Call your travel agent or call United for a deal. KFRC. Can I get you to follow along, please? Yeah.
Jim O'Brien, Sonny and Cher, gangs all here at 1036 WFIL Hall of Fame time. That's strange cowboy music, isn't it? More like snake charmer music, which reminds me that Dan Donovan will be here at 3 this afternoon. I've seen him try to charm a couple of snakes.
To everything, there's a season.
Wouldn't you like to belt that kid? Don't forget, Park's famous flavor Scrapple, a whole new world of flavor.
Have you been used?
Just gonna hang that old thumb out there and make it to the city at a halt. Hitchhiking all the way, that's Marvin Gaye with Jim O'Brien at 7:33 at ORF.
Chicago Transit Authority. Does anybody really know what time it is? Yeah, baby, a lot of people do, but does anybody really care? It's 9:14 on the heavy 1170 with Lee Baby and Fun. We get a text, and I know I'm losing you. Motown always stretches it, baby, to make it rhyme. I can feel it in my bones. Soon you'll be gone. All right, I know I'm losing you. And then the snake ate the baby. Oh, a horrifying sight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's terrible. Cry me a river, baby, I cried one over you. It's 9 minutes before 10 o'clock on a fun weekend, Friday night all over Southern California. I want you people to know that there are cats out there just getting into some of the old weird stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, just doing it in the street and everywhere else, baby, and there you sit. What are you going to talk about when you get old, huh? I mean, what kind of memories are you going to have? I suggest you get out there and get some of it for yourself. Another Joe Cocker, Hitchcock Railway, all aboard. Here we go. Oh, look, man, if you do decide to go out and get it on, then take me with you, okay? Because I really like to watch. Just sit there and watch. I'll be good, won't say a word, just play a few records for you, give you the time, the temperature once in a while. Tell you about High-Low Game 24 coming up at any time. Tell you about how you can win a free Thanksgiving turkey. Anything, just let me watch, okay? Joe Cocker, 5 minutes before 10 on the Heavy 1170 as I keep it cooking, smoking. Mr. Dream Merchant, bring her back to me. That's Jerry Butler. It's 10 p.m. and you're hearing the hits, old and new, on KCBQ San Diego. I am Lee Sims.
Hope you understand now what I was trying to talk about. And again, and I hope you know, even if you go back again, hope you dismiss that what they were saying was pretty dated, you know, pretty, you know, sometimes pretty corny and all that stuff. I'm talking about only how they're saying it. So I hope you got something out of that. Hope you liked it. We are now at, last time I looked, 568 PDs are watching this thing every week, which is amazing. You know, I didn't think I'd get to 400. Now we're heading for 500, which would be, that would be awesome if we can make it. So if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. You know, really appreciate it. It's really great for the channel, and then it, you know, makes me feel good, if nothing else, okay? And hit the bell for notifications and the likes and all the usual YouTube stuff. Until the next lesson, see ya!